Hey, my name is Daniel. I'm a filmmaker based in Brooklyn, and today we're going to talk about how I directed my first sports documentary.
Is that Cole Chandler of the United States of America?
The first thing you learn in judo isn't how to throw, but rather how to fall. You learn how to hit the mat and get right back up without hesitation. Because losing, especially in the first round, that tests your belief.
About a year ago, I took Tenfold's Cinematic Portfolio Mastery class with Jason Dam, where he taught us all about how to make our first spec, and I wanted to do something in sports, so I called my high school friend, Kailer, who was training his friend, Cole, for the Judo Olympics. I also know access was there because he and his friend, Cole, are the star pupils of this judo dojo back in Hawaii for a number of years. Luckily, the head Sensei Greg and Sensei Robin were very receptive to us telling Cole's story within their space for a number of days. One reason I knew this felt right was because Kailer and I used to do creative projects in high school engineering class, and we wanted to collaborate for a long time. The funny thing is, neither of us have actually directed before, and Kailer's actually an engineer while I'm a DP, so this was a fun partnership, and we're able to exercise muscles that we never used before. For me, the biggest elephant in the room was that I've never done judo before, so I had a lot of homework to do. As an outsider of the sport, the only way I could put myself in Cole's shoes was to go on YouTube for about 8 hours a day and learn the names of all the moves, and to watch all the Olympic matches, and to watch a bunch of Shintaro Higashi tutorials. First, we hopped on a FaceTime call with Cole to get the gist of the story and why he's actually training for the Olympics.
Dang, nice to meet you, Cole. Thanks for hopping on. Yeah.
The part that stood out about Cole's story is that he quit the sport for 5 years before returning and seriously considering his chances at becoming an Olympic judoka. As we're trying to figure out why he actually returned, he said it's because of his community and the people that stand behind him. Now, I'm a tennis player and I've never put on a gi before, but this was something universal that I could understand. As a whole, we wanted to tell the story of Cole's comeback with the help of his community and why he's competing still today. From that call, we came up with the mock 60-second voiceover script that we sent to Cole so that he could give us an emotional bed for the visuals. After we got Cole's first draft of voiceover, Kailer and I were able to come up with some visuals to fit into this 60-second timeline. We knew we wanted the textures and emotions of being a judoka from Cole's perspective, so we really wanted to get into his head. All the references were made possible by Frameset, Vimeo, YouTube, and also Netflix. One of the challenges we faced prepping remotely was that I'm in New York while Kailer's in Hawaii, and while I'm the DP, I had Kailer do cadrage and sunseeker of the dojo and all the locations we wanted to shoot in Hawaii. It was the only way we could do a tech scout without me spending $600 to fly back home to take some iPhone photos and throw it back into the timeline. Another challenge was the 6-hour time zone difference, so it'd be 1 or 2 a.m. here while it'd be 7 or 8 p.m. back in Hawaii while we're doing these prep calls and while we're trying to do, some of these notes and storyboarding. But these calls were so worth it because Kailer and I really synchronized on creativity and the direction we wanted to go in. A couple days before flying back for the shoot, I went to my first judo class at Kokushi Budo Institute on the Upper West Side, and it was an Iwaza class, so I got to get a feel for the grappling and some chokeholds. Getting on the mat myself really helped me to understand what it feels to be in Cole's shoes and how to shoot from the judoka's perspective. When the week of the shoot came, Kailer and I spent a couple hours at the dojo mapping out a previs edit so we knew which puzzle pieces we needed to get. Another thing was the time constraint because we only had the location for 3 hours. Finally scouting the location for myself, this previs edit gave us a lot of confidence going into the battle. And on the day, it was mostly handheld using an FX3 with Nikkor lenses and natural light. We wanted to get a mix of 24 FPS, slow motion, and shutter drag so that we could piece together all of the explosive, anticipatory tension that go into a fight. We also wanted to show off the dojo and its legacy of excellence, not only in Hawaii, but also internationally, and how Cole's story relates to that. One of the best shots we have was trying to do a Tomoe Nage sacrifice throw into a Taiotoshi using a wheel motion. And maybe take 3, I got so close to the action that my FX3 got chucked 20 feet into the air and broke my top handle, but we got the shot. Another challenge was sprinting up the mountain with him with the camera and getting some of the best views of Honolulu. When we finished shooting, it was like we got everything we wanted. Fast forward to the edit, which I really wanted to get done fast because I knew life would get in the way. I think my problem, especially with personal projects, is procrastination, perfection, and wanting to get everything right. I actually turned around a rough cut on the plane because we had all the puzzle pieces we needed. But a big part of the story was actually losing and getting beaten down in international tournaments, so I needed archival footage, and I needed some sort of announcer. Luckily, every single match on the IJF circuit was televised on Judo TV, so we had access to all of these recordings. Kailer and Cole helped parse out the best material from these fights, and we kind of used that to build a narrative. And the funny thing is, while I was editing this film, I was still training judo, and I realized that the announcer was actually the sensei in front of me. The owner and head instructor instructor of KBI, Sensei Shintaro Higashi, was actually the one announcing my friend halfway around the world. So I asked him, can I actually use your voice in this film? And he also says yes. So now we have the blessing of 2 senseis of 2 major judo schools in the US, and there's really some momentum going. And the part about life getting in the way, the edit takes 4 months. It was a mix of me not having creative energy after work and kind of second guessing myself because I've never done this before. And I don't really touch the project until I'm burnt out from work and I get a finger injury. So actually my middle finger is broken right now, and it's like early May. And I'm the only one editing and doing the technical execution, and my friends are asking if I need help, but it's hard to work with the 6-hour time difference and with me being the only one who knows how to do it. But 4 months, a broken finger, and a yellow belt later, we finished the film. It's not perfect, it's not super finished, but it's something that I can use to get to the next project, and it's something that we're really proud of. It's something that actually matches our creative direction in the beginning, and getting all those puzzle pieces helped so much. As a first-time director, it was super fun to bring my skills into a new sport, a new environment, all the way back home with some of my favorite people. For the next one, I think we actually need to prep way more and figure out a post-production schedule that would help the project move along faster. And to Kailer and Cole and Sensei Greg and Sensei Shintaro and everybody at Tenri and KBI, thank you so much for your support. It's been so inspiring to enter this community, which have accepted us with open arms and tell the story in a way that only we could tell. And I think that's what it's about. The journey, not the destination, the people, not the medal. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Starting is the hardest part, and as the first Spec, as the first-time director, this was an amazing experience. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more recaps and breakdowns of my future projects. Thank you so much.